So here we are at Critical Music 14. I've already done my stupid little laugh as I start. I'm Josh Bicknell. If you haven't realized by now, after 14 Critical Musics and 47 Critical Strike episodes, I hate your face. But I promised a lot of people I would do some more talking on this one. Something I really hate, and I've mentioned in the past that I don't want to do. But a loudmouth group, the PS nerds, have kind of really gone on notice saying that they want me to, only because they know I hate it. But even Mick turned on me on that one. Motherfuckers. But it's kind of weird. 14 episodes in the Critical Music, and I'm seeing that they Critical Strike and Critical Music are both like getting their own separate fan bases. Like I've had questions of, can you put Critical Music on its own RSS feed so I don't have the Critical Strike episodes? Or can you put Critical Music on its own RSS feed because I don't like it? You know, I'm not into video game music. But it's just funny how some people like Critical Strike and some people like Critical Music, and then there's some people like both. But either way, that's pretty cool. I like it. I can definitely appreciate that. But yeah, to go on to talking about the video game music, the first song I played was from Final Fantasy VII. It's titled Genova, and it's actually a cover by Nobuo Uematsu himself, the man who made that song in the first place. That is his band, the Black Mages, a group that he does with a bunch of other fine folk, and they cover Final Fantasy music, which is pretty fucking awesome. I definitely love Nobuo Uematsu's music from Final Fantasy 1 to, I believe, 11 or 12 he did the music for. He's also done the music for one of my other favorite games, Lost Odyssey. So you got to appreciate the man. He's done a lot in video game music. But after that, we had Assassin's Creed 2, a game I'm currently playing now and absolutely loving. But I will talk about that more on the podcast itself, because it doesn't really fit into this type of podcast. Yeah, and after that, we have The World Ends With You, an RPG by Square Enix, much like Final Fantasy VII. I never played it. I've always wanted to. I've mentioned it quite a few times on the podcast as one that I've wanted to play, but for some reason I've never gone back to play it, and it keeps falling out of my radar. I know Kyle's also mentioned in the past that he wants to play it, but again, he never has for some reason. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to try and remedy that with a challenge or something. It's not really a classic game, but we'll see. After that, we had Half Minute Hero. This was a game I've been waiting for when I got my PSP Go. Mike from the Fanboys, Mick, has mentioned it to me, and I love that game after he told me about it. And for some reason, when it was coming up, I never knew about it. I knew nothing about this game for some reason. Probably because I don't read video game news. But if you have a PSP Go, or a PSP in general, do yourself a favor, go on the PlayStation Store, and they have 2 demos for this game, so I would recommend anybody try them. But this is a case of the demo doesn't do the game justice. You really need to play the game itself to really appreciate it, because I just don't think the demos were very good, because this is not the type of game that you can get a feel for with little bite-sized demos that they give you. But it is definitely worth playing. So yeah, with that, I think it's time for more music. All right, that's going to finish up that extra long block there. I kind of didn't feel like ending it because I just had more and more music that I wanted to put into it for some reason. But yeah, don't complain about it, bitches. To start that off, this is a website I love where I get some of my independent chiptunes from, called 8bitcollective.com. And I just like scouring what some of these people are doing, like be it cover songs of Super Nintendo songs into like Genesis or NES style music or just generic chiptune style music. I love what everybody over there does. There's a lot of really good music. So yeah, one of the songs that I started this block off with was a cover of a Vampire Weekend song, and it's a really, really good version. I actually quite enjoyed it. So there you go, man who likes Vampire Weekend. You know who you are. After that, another Black Mages song, Nobu Uematsu. Once again, playing some of him. That song was Decisive Battle. My favorite battle theme out of all the Final Fantasy battle themes that they have, this one's from Final Fantasy VI, obviously, which is my favorite Final Fantasy game, nonetheless. I hope you enjoyed it. That'll be the last Black Mages song I play on this one, by the way, for those who don't like metal music. But Black Mages are really good. I don't know why people don't really like their style of music, but whatever. That's your decision, and I hate you for it. After that, we had a song by a band I played a lot on Critical Strike and Critical Music, Mr. Derek Alexander and his buddy Calvin, aka Starship. Amazing. These two, they're not chiptunes per se, they're more inspired video game music because, as they say, they have no chiptune ability because they don't understand the hardware and so forth, but they're really good music. They have like 5 albums now, I believe, that you can just go and download for like a couple of bucks if you want to, and just support these guys. They're really good. Derek also is the happy video game nerd over at RetroWareTV.com, where he does a lot of classic game reviews and just, I don't know, this guy, man, he doesn't do games that you would expect a lot of people to do. He picks games that like most people have never really heard of to do his reviews about. So it's pretty cool and original. You got to appreciate that. After that, I had Ikari Warriors, a song for Billy Bill Black from the PS Nerds. I'm trying to kill off some of the requests that we've gotten in the past. So there you go, Mr. Billy Bill Black from the PS Nerds. And then after that one, we had Of Sea and Fire, an OC remix cover for Xenogears. Another request by Mr. Thrillhouse17. And yeah, fucking Xenogears. He knows that I don't like that game. I don't know why I don't like that game. I just don't. But yeah, it's a really beautiful song. You cannot take anything away from that song. Xenogears, for some reason I don't like the game, but the music is just beautiful. It does have really good music. And that was a really good cover by the dude over at OC Remix, which, by the way, go to ocremix.org and download to your heart's content because they have a lot of great music over there. So I suppose it's time to move on into the next block of music. And there we have the second to last block. Yeah, it's probably the second to last. That one there, I played some Guardian Legend. That was a request of somebody who I don't remember, but it was on our little forum over at the Fanboys website. Yeah, that's a good song. I definitely enjoyed the music from that game. If you haven't played it, it's on the NES. It might be on Virtual Console. I'm not sure. Either way, after that I played some Super Rub-a-Dub. Oh my god, Phil Harrison, I miss your beatas so much. Super Rub-a-Dub was a downloadable game that came out on the PlayStation 3, which, yeah, it was pretty cool, I guess. I mean, I suppose. Can't really say much for the music either. It only has a couple of tracks. But, yeah, I miss Phil Harrison. What can I say? It's a little tribute to him there. And after that, this is a little tribute to my boy Kyle. He loves to play terrible games. So, that was Perfect Dark Zero. Hope you enjoy it, Kyle. Just like the shitty game that you played. Just because you're a shitty person. But, the one after that was from Power Blade. And Power Blade has some really good music, too. I don't know. I love NES music. I'm sure you figured that out by now. I love the music from NES, and I kind of wish that on Critical Music I focused more on Commodore 64 and NES music, because those are my two favorite systems of all time. And I'm probably nostalgic the most for any music off of those. So, yeah, check out Power Blade if you haven't played it. I'm sure most of you have. It's really, I don't know if it was popular, but it was pretty well known. And even then, most people that I talk to about it kind of remember it for its music, more so than the gameplay. But that'll wrap it up for that block, and I suppose we should go on to the last block of music, and we'll see you after.
demon, what am I? It's time for me to choose my path. The power of my God hand, no evildoer will get past. Hand to hand or fist to fist, kick your nuts or twist your wrist. God power keeps my pimp hand strong, so trust me or you won't last very long. Dragon kick your ass into the Milky Way. Milky Way. Don't act like you don't like the Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur. My arm, my arm, my arm, my arm, my arm, my arm, a summon of the powers of the God hand. I lost a limb in a fight, but don't worry, babe, I'll be cool. The ultimate power of a god is now my secret tool. My defenses are impregnable, my style is impetuous. If it's too much, I'll grovel at your feet. I beg for mercy when I feel the heat. Jaw-dropping attacks from my roulette wheel. Apocalyptic beatdowns from the God hand. God hand. My arm, my arm, my arm, my arm, my arm, my arm, a summon of the powers of the God hand. Everybody wants a piece, who's next, don't be a fool. Hyperactive fighting styles so slick they will make you drool. The God hand helps me work out my stress. It's overpowering, I must confess. The only person who it doesn't work on is the girl who got me into this, Olivia. Slicing through thugs with my shockwave. Shockwave! More beheadings than a guillotine. Head slicer. Head slicer! My arm, my arm, my arm, my arm, my arm, my arm, I summon up the powers of the God hand!
And that's going to wrap it up for Critical Music 14. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. You can find us at criticalstrike.net, where you can find our contact information and all this other happy shit. We're also on Twitter as Critical Strike. You can talk to both me and Kyle through there. We have a forum. If you go to criticalstrike.net/forums, it'll direct you to where the fanboys are hosting it for us, and we get to hang out with them and the PS nerds as well, who are also awesome. On that block there, we started off with Demon Souls, and that game is kind of considered to be really brutal. It's not really as bad as people make it out to be. Basically, like, if you're not bringing your A game, you're gonna pay in that game. It makes you pay, is really what it does. It's not hard in terms of, like, just throwing tons of enemies at you. It's just, it expects you to not fuck up, and if you do fuck up, you pay the price for it. But that game is, like, perfect for my winter lull that I'm gonna be going into. I can't wait to play it again. I absolutely love that game. I would recommend it to anybody, pending you're not a pussy. So I do love what they did with the mixture of the music and the vocals there. It's a really intense combination that they created, but it's a beautiful song as well. After that, we had Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins, a game on the PSP, which is also kind of brutally hard. But this is in a different way. But it's just a really good game. I would recommend it to anybody if you have a PSP. And, Ghosts and Goblins is pretty fucking awesome. I love it. But after that, we have a chiptune from the 8-Bit Peoples. It's called Space Party Anthem, and it's by the awesome artist, Starscream. And I actually just started listening to that the other night, and I fell in love with it. So I figured I would put it on this episode, because I don't know if I'm really going to do a Chiptunes 3. I mean, I've done 2 in a row. I just kind of want to get back to doing normal video game music for a while. But I'm not saying I won't ever do another Chiptunes one, just not for a while. I won't be. But I will be mixing them into the the normal Critical Musics and Critical Strike episodes. But that's a really good song. Remember, 8-Bit Peoples and some other artists are going to be doing the Blip Festival. I believe that they're in New York. One of the guys from the Rumble Pack was mentioning that December 17th, the Blip Festival will be going on, and I kind of really want to go to that, so I'm thinking about it. I think as of right now, most likely I will be in New York on December 17th, and maybe to the 19th, probably. We'll see. But after that, one of my favorite songs, it's been stuck in my head for a long, long time. It's the credit song to God Hand. And it's just a funny song. I like it for whatever reason. It's been stuck in my head, and I've been quoting it to people that I know, and they're just like, what? The fuck what is wrong with you? You asshole. But it's a really good song. So thank you for listening. We appreciate it. That's Critical Music 14. Typically, I have a song that I play afterwards. I don't know what it's going to be right now. I don't know. Maybe another Nobu Uematsu song. But anyways, thank you for listening, and we'll see you on the actual podcast when it returns. Most likely next week, now that I'm kind of healthy. Later.